All right, this is problem 3 in our lesson 1 problem set. You'll see 5-3 up at the top. It says to continue our patterns with 3/4. If you haven't watched the video with problem 2, go back and do that first unless you need this one next. Okay, so we're going to continue the pattern with 3/4. What we need to do is figure out where 3/4 lies on our number line. So we'll mark off our 0. We'll mark off our 1. If we're at 0, we have 0/4. If we're at 1, we have 4/4. So from here, we need to figure out how to get to 0 to 4/4, which means that we have 3 separate fractions in between here. So I'm going to cut it in half and then cut it into quarters. I have 0/4, 1/4, 2/4, and 3/4. The number we're going to be dealing with today is 3/4. Let's go ahead and move to our area model. We're going to divide each section into fourths and then shade in 3/4 in each section. All right, so we have our model shaded and drawn in on each area model. We're going to do the same thing we did in number 2. We're going to start with one cut across the middle, and we'll do that in black so you can see. Okay, so we have our one cut across the middle, and this represents 3/4. Okay, and however, we've changed it because we've made that cut. We have a different denominator now. Now we don't have four equal parts anymore. You can still see those 4 parts, 1, 2, 3, and 4, but now we have created eighths. So if we take a peek at this, we have 3 groups. In those 3 groups, in each group there are 2 parts. So we're going to say 3 groups of 2 with 2 parts gives us 6 parts shaded total. And if I take all 4 of my groups with each one having 2 parts, I have 8 pieces total. So 3/4 is equivalent to 6/8. Okay. You're going to do the exact same thing, but you're going to do it over here. Instead of making 1 cut across the middle, you're going to make 2. We still have our 3/4. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. But now we've cut it into thirds across the middle. So 3/4, and we have 3 groups, 1, 2, 3. 3 groups that are shaded, and each group has 3 parts. If we look at all, it gives us 9 shaded parts total. If we look at all 4 groups, each group of 4 has 3 parts, and 4 times 3, 4 groups of 3, gives us 12. So 3/4 is equivalent to 9/12, and you can write that below right down there. And our next one, you're going to do the same thing. I want you to try this one by yourself, but instead of making 3 cuts, instead of making 2 cuts like you did before, you're going to make 3 cuts. And I'm going to do it on this one just for the sake of time. 2, 3 cuts. So on this one over here, we still have our 3/4, 1, 2, 3. In my 3 groups right here, that's what this 3 stands for, each section has 4 parts. If I look at all 4 of my fourths, each fourth has 4 parts, so 4 groups of 4. That means I have 16 groups total, and 3 groups of 4 gives me 12 shaded parts. So 3/4 is equivalent to 12/16. This last one, you're going to do the exact same thing, but you're going to do it, you cut it across 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you still have your 4/4, but this time each group has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. So 3/4. 3 groups that each have 5 parts gives me 15 spots total that are shaded. In all 4 of those groups, each group has 5 parts, and that gives me 20 pieces total. So 3/4 is equal to 15/20. And that's problem number 3. continue on for problem number 4.